here with, possibly, the final Monark boss video. Hard to fathom, honestly, with how long it's taken to get to this point. But boy, are we going out with a bang! With the final boss video comes the final boss of the game. At long last, I get to talk about my second favorite character, the final boss, the outer god of Otherworld, the Bunny! Or more specifically, his true form, Yog Sothoth! I'm sure I'm not the only one who is looking forward to this, and let me tell you, our adorable little rabbit friend is way more deadly than you probably already think he is. I am here to now show you the absolute true terror of Vanitas' power! And as we did with Hugo, we'll obviously be going against pretty much max level enemies. Everyone get comfortable, folks, because this is definitely going to be a long video. Without further delay, witness the irrational!
Let's go, Kokoro!
For the future I seek.
To victory!
Holy
With all of my heart.
shit.
With all of
Words
my
really
heart.
can't express how excited I was to have my hopes of Vanitas being the outer god come true. And what a design! Almost too much design, because as you can see, he doesn't quite entirely fit on the screen normally. Fortunately, when you have an attack prep, the camera zooms out and we can observe his full glory. Though, I guess camera mode 2 would have worked too, but I forgot that's a thing. Anyway, Yog ominously floats above the ground in a Giga Power stance, surrounded by a seemingly, Lovecraftian UFO-looking thing. It has 7 keys on top of it, most likely symbolic of the 7 main sins and monarchs in the game, though possibly more so a reference to the quote-unquote keys you get from defeating them to reach Yog in the first place. My favorite part, though, is the fact he has those large ear-looking things that are not back to him as Vanitas. And can I take him off to gush about how amazing his voice is? In Japanese, his voice between forms basically doesn't even change. But in English, the tone and demeanor changes drastically and even gets a cool little voice filter. He is absolutely final boss worthy in every sense, and I wouldn't change a damn thing about him. An appearance befitting of his Lovecraftian name. Tragically, while he has unique animations for casting skills, I couldn't have them and his moveset fully working at the same time, so we've sadly had to go without them for the video. It sucks, but sometimes you need to sacrifice flair for function.
Present unto me your wills.
Okay, that is definitely more time than necessary to gush about aesthetics. Now is the time to gush about this god's divine power! Being the final boss, Yog obviously has the highest stats of any enemy in the game, barring post-game encounters. Even then, his post-game self retakes that throne easily. I almost wish I was using that version instead due to him being even more obnoxiously broken. But we're covering the normal version here. I'll note the minor changes he receives in his true post-game form in a pinned comment, though. In any case, there's really not much depth to go into stat-wise. Every stat he has, besides movement, is literally higher than every other boss in the game, with one exception being Tristia if you fight her last in your Act 2 routes. She'll have 666 Psi. 6,000 HP is way higher than even Yoru's 4,600, which of course, coupled with his godly stats, makes Yog a stubborn force to take down. This is compounded further by the fact the weight command heals him for a massive 900 HP. One other minor thing I think is worth noting is that Yog's affinity type when you fight him is Vanity. Whether that's a possible lore thing or just a reference to him being your fake monarch, I adore it all the same. But awesome stats wouldn't be complete without an awesome moveset. And though you'll quickly see something strange in this move list, he does deliver. Looking at it here, you will be very shocked to see the final boss of the game packing mostly level 1 and 2 skills. I was at a complete loss when I first saw this. My guess for this, though, is that this was done to balance out his high stat line and the fact you're also fighting 7 other bosses at the same time. I say this especially because despite the low-level skills, he still manages to dish out some pain against the enemies on this map in the high 80s and 90s. Yog, being the god that he is, has access to skills from every authority tree, with unique casting lines for each for additional charm. He didn't grab all the winners, but he did snag some pretty strong picks from most of them. Strap in, because this is going to be a long list. Grouping them by authority type, from Lust we have Heat Death, a skill we've grown very familiar with that supports high power, multi-target ability, and a chance to instant kill. From Sloth, Tactical Evasion maxed at level 4 allows him to great defense against counterattacks and trying to assist rush him. From Pride, Sleep Reduction Plus allows him to put grouped up targets to sleep and then ravage them with guaranteed crits on one of his devastating AoE attacks. From Envy, Final Hour is yet another instant kill option, albeit admittedly a very crappy one. Honestly, I don't know why he has this instead of Transfer Pain or something. From Gluttony, Absorb AP level 3 allows him to further reap grouped up targets to heal himself. And Snatch Buff Plus level 3 allows him to rob would-be buff rushers and give them a taste of their own medicine. From Greed, we have 4 skills, the most of any, starting with Spatial Compression. Despite only being level 2, this sports a whopping 180 power and is easily his strongest source of single target damage. Spatial Collapse gives him yet another great AoE option for when he can't line up targets with heat death. Spatial Lock is a potent single target disable option, and Summon Enemy lets him draw in and reposition enemies into potentially disgusting AoE plays. From Wrath, we have Hot Swap Carnage, allowing him to supercharge any of these to deal even more damage. And lastly, on top of all of this, he sports 3 unique skills, counting his special basic attack, and 3 boss passives, with 2 being unique to him specifically. What could those passes be, you ask? Take a look at this shit! Zero Cost, Nullify Madness, and Multi-Act! Nullify Madness, as we know, makes all the bosses immune to madness. Which in this case, given Yog happens to actually be the only boss in the game that doesn't know Mind Over Madness, is kind of important. Zero Cost, though, does exactly what it says, making every skill he has usable entirely for free. And lastly, the most vile, game-breaking one of them all, Multi-Act allows Yog to take 2 actions every turn! The move description is very misleading, saying he gets to act twice, quote-unquote, every 3 turns, but it is in fact every turn. The only exception is if someone defers to him, in which case he will still only be granted 1 action. But being able to literally do an extra action every turn when no one else can is insane! There is a massive amount of grimy shit that can be done with this. Double Weight Command to heal 1800 HP, Hot Swap Carnage and do an attack same turn. Summon enemy into AoE status for attack, double status, double instant kill, the list goes on! Despite the dev's mercy of only giving him low-level skills, Yog is absolutely, unquestionably, the most broken, unfair, overpowered unit in the entire game, just from Multi-Act alone. Not to mention all this other shit! And to think, we still haven't even gotten to the most absolute fucked up part of his potential. I mentioned before he had 3 unique skills, including his basic attack. Well, as usual, we're gonna save going over those for later. As of now, though, he has access to some of those disgusting stats effects in the game, devastating AoE skills, instant kill options, buff stealing, enemy repositioning, the best basic attack in the game besides Outrageous maybe, costless skills, madness immunity, and 2 actions every turn. And now, it's time to unleash all this divine might onto these non-believers! This montage will be a special one, and I am definitely going to be showing off as much as I can that our beloved Bunny God has to offer. I'll also be including some voice lines I really enjoyed that I couldn't get to play in the recording, so I hope you enjoy all those as well. We'll cap this massacre off like every other video by checking out his insanely OP unique skills. Go forth, Vanitas, and show the world your power!
Want it. Tired.
Power them. Show me. Good. That's it. Persevere. No mercy. Bring his tribe. Assisting. Authority of pride. Authority of sloth. Authority of greed. Authority of envy. Present unto me your egos. Authority of envy. Authority of greed. Authority of wrath. Authority of lust. Present unto me your souls in full giving up. Show me your potential. Authority of gluttony. Show me your potential. Hold fast. Authority of woe. Authority of vanity. Is that all you've got? Witness the irrational. You shall know despair. Authority of wrath. Madness surrounds you. Amusing. Peculiar.
Hopefully you all enjoyed the last hurrah of the Playable Monarch boss series so far. But now it's time to get to the real fucked up shit. Yog's unique skills. We'll start with his basic attack. The Hand of God! As it's notable in a few ways. For starters, Yog here actually has two variations of it, and the second one is the interesting part. The first one is your standard 100 power basic attack with a 4-meter range around him, which I'm pretty sure is used in assist and counterattacks. The other one is mostly the same, the main difference being it has 8 meters of range! This is as large as a blindside slash, and it lets him snipe people from incredibly far away when none of his authority attacks will reach. This attack is capable of dealing back attacks like normal, and while I'm not absolutely sure, this attack is an absolute crit machine or something, because it had got an awful lot of them while I was using it. I'm pretty sure the 8-meter one can even trigger assists and shit! Definitely the best basic attack in the game besides Avaricious 6-hit monstrosity.
Supported.
Next on the list, we have Gospel Truth. I've intentionally kept this attack hidden for the most part so far, and if you look at the move description and watch, you'll see why I saved it as a surprise.
Authority of omniscience.
This attack instantly raises the mad gauge of its target to 100. It might also possibly have a 100% hit rate. Guaranteed madness on any target. The maddened target has a chance to strike Yog, obviously, and deal increased damage, but more likely than not, they're going to be wailing on their own teammates instead. And even worse, exploding and dying 3 turns later, essentially giving me a guaranteed instant death on any target without RNG from heat death or final hour. To those curious, because this skill simply raises mad to 100 instead of forcing the madness status, this actually doesn't work on other bosses. I've tried it. However, because of it raising their mad to 100, they're basically guaranteed to waste their next turn casting Mind Over Madness to lower it. Either way though, this is vile! If he does this on MC at a bad time, you may just instantly lose! The animation for it though is sick as fuck, as well as the cherry on top. But oh boy, none of this, none of what I've shown in the video so far, can possibly compare to Yog's final attack. I doubt I even bothered to hide it because of how tough that would be. So you probably noticed very early on that EX command on top of this action list. As you may be aware, this section is only shown when you have an Awakening or Enlightenment skill you can use. And Yog does in fact have one of his own. That skill is Law of Void, and I'll let it speak for itself.
Deliver the laws of this world.
This move is the single best attack in the entire fucking game. What exactly does it do? For starters, it has an absolutely criminal range of the entire area of Yog in a wide radius. This can and will easily catch your entire fucking party to try to bum rush it. It also has the fun side effect of being able to randomly inflict any status effect in the entire game, including instant madness! And it's not even limited to one effect per target either! This means it can just as easily disable, sleep, steal, or charm your entire team! Or in this case, literally more than half the enemies on the field right now. And of course, it also deals damage to every target in the radius it hits. It only has 50 base power to start. But that actually increases the more madness Yog himself has! At Max Madness, this is a miniature nuke, and he can use Hot Swap Carnage to boost it even more! Oh, that's not all yet. You wanna know the real best part? Because yeah, we haven't even gotten to the best part yet. The absolute, most cruelest, most fucked up part of this attack. Because Yog doesn't have Awakening or Enlightenment, he can spam this skill. Anytime, whenever he wants, as much as he wants. This is beyond insanity, beyond irrationality, beyond madness! This attack is essentially gospel truth mixed with lunatic burst on roids! And he can fire off 2 of these fuckers in the same turn if he wants! Just bulldozing him into a group of enemies and relentlessly firing these off is basically an instant win button. Double Law Void or Carnage Boosted Law Void. Hit your enemy's extinction. If Boss Rio's trigger happy spam was game breaking, this is game obliterating. This all well and truly cements Yog as the most powerful singular force in the game. The enemies in this video literally stood no chance. He truly does deliver and break the laws of this world. The fact the little rabbit I loved so much turned out to be the literal deity hyped up for most of the second half of the game is a beautiful revelation. Despite Kokoro calling him an evil god, he was surprisingly kind to the TSC at the end of the day, guiding everyone to the happy ending you all strive for and deserve. Sure, he definitely could have helped more in some cases, but that's kind of par for the course of these damn deities. Playing as him was an absolute blast, and I relish in how much bullshit you have at your disposal. I love Vanitas, and I love Monark. Having both of those on display here is nothing short of a perfect end to this video series. I hope to God we get a sequel one day, and that we can reunite with the nice bunny in it. Well, that's it then. With this video and the final boss, this pretty much concludes the Monark Playable Boss series. Despite this being a load of work off my back, I'm pretty sad this is over now. Funny, it's basically what I felt finishing the game all over again. A wish for more. A wish it wasn't over. Sadly, we just don't have anything else in the game to go over, and I'm now at a total loss of what other stuff I could possibly upload of it. My stream playthrough of this game will always be remembered very fondly as one of the legendary times of my time on YouTube. I honestly hope to go back and play it again with you guys one day. For now, though, probably until we get a sequel, we conclude this trip through the Monarch bosses.
Your hope, faith, and love are exceedingly high.
Oh my god, Placitas!
Hey!
What are you doing here?
Wait! Unhand me, you uncouth, unkind underling!
Oh, sorry. Give me a break. I didn't expect for you to just show up, and also you are very precious.
You are utterly deranged. Can't you just let me give you my cryptic, mystical spiel?
I mean, I think I overheard something about you praising my love for the game.
Gah! Enough! Dealing with you is giving me a headache.
Oh no, come on! Don't be like that! Oh, damn it. Well, maybe he'll be back at some point. Thank you all very much for watching, especially to those who followed this since the first video I did on Kerala and Superbia. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope to catch you in other future uploads. And I'll see you later. Well, maybe there's one more thing I could show off.